Kick them out. That's the focus of tonight's angle. Democrats want you to know that they care deeply about our children.
My whole mission in Congress is about the children, for the children.
No such thing as someone else's child. Our nation's children are all our children.
We're going to share a heart together. Come on. Let's share. There you are. There you are. We're sharing our hearts. You know that?
Well, Mayor Adams puts on a good show, but the truth is, in liberal la-la land, American kids always come last. Just ask the parents at James Madison High School in Brooklyn. Yesterday, they were told that their sons and daughters had to return to remote learning because 2,000 migrants who've been living in tents were being moved temporarily into their gymnasium.
Speechless, shocked. I thought it was a joke. I mean, we expected everything. I mean, we've been through everything. We've been through COVID. We've been through everything. This, just beyond. Remote learning didn't work. No matter how hard teachers try, sitting in a computer with the camera off and FaceTiming your friends, it does not work. It does not constitute as learning. That's our taxpayer money.
If our kids entering the school, we have to provide immunization papers. Otherwise, they're not allowed into the school. But those people were not checked at all.
Checked? If anything, they were checked on to see if they're comfortable with their accommodations. Now, Mayor Adams treats them not as trespassers, but as honored guests. Like all states and cities run by liberals, New York's a place where working-class Americans, they're always going to be treated like second-class citizens. Adams' focus is on making migrants feel as comfortable as possible, bragging in a tweet that his teams were doing a great job keeping asylum seekers safe and dry. At the same time, when American students are being kicked out of schools to make room for migrants, there are Republicans right now on Capitol Hill trying to help Biden by doing a deal with him on border security. Now, if Biden and his big donors wanted to stop the flow of migrants here, they don't need Republicans' help. Biden has all the legal authority he has right now and all the authority he needs to end this invasion tonight. But the establishment in both parties want the border to stay open. And they don't want it to be an issue during the campaign that's going to end up helping Trump. No way. So this phony deal won't do a darn thing to stop Biden from paroling millions of migrants into the United States in the coming year. Now, listen closely to Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat, who gives away the entire game.
I think we are interested as Democrats in providing the administration with tools that will help better manage the border. We are not interested in taking away from the administration tools that they use today to help better manage the border. And so when we talk about this topic of parole, it is very important to understand that it is used today as a way that the administration is able to better manage the flow in a planful way of individuals to the border.
Okay, it's so sleazy. Okay, Republicans should run, not walk from this scam. Parole them into the country more efficiently. That's what he's talking about. Now, the Republican Speaker of the House, a conservative, recently traveled to the border, and today he urged the president to use his executive authority that he has to secure the border. But Johnson needn't really waste his time with that exercise in futility. After all, this importation of migrants is the Democrats' policy. Changing America demographically, electorally, culturally is their goal, and they're achieving it. And a side note, we have invited the House Speaker on the angle multiple times to talk immigration, spending, etc., to no avail. We'll keep trying. Don't worry, Mr. Speaker, the angle does not bite. But the D.C. Uniparty has a fanatical fixation with resettling millions of migrants here, and they want to do it every year until as long as they can possibly do that. And mostly they're going to come from poor countries. They require billions for education, housing, and health care. And if tending to them means shortchanging American kids, so be it. Because to the open borders types, this is all collateral damage. Remember, everyone must sacrifice for a more perfect multicultural union. Now, none of this should surprise anyone who's watched what has happened in blue states and cities during COVID. The damage done during the lockdowns, what happened to the kids, the damage was incalculable. But we're seeing high rates of suicide now, low test scores as well. In fact, it's so bad that the New York Times now admits that school closures may prove to be the most damaging disruption in American history for education. Well, may prove to be. Of course it is. But really, the Democrats just don't care. Not Tony Fauci, not Joe Biden, not Kamala, not AOC, certainly not Randy Weingarten, teachers union chief. They just don't care because they'd much rather talk about how awful America is.
White supremacy. All it is a poison throughout our history. It's ripped this nation apart. This has no place in America. Not today, tomorrow, or ever.
Or better yet, why have kids at all?
There's scientific consensus that the lives of children are going to be very difficult. And it does lead, I think, young people to have a legitimate question. You know, is it okay to still have children?
Well, there are certain kids whom liberals do pretend at least to care about, like trans kids.
We have some hysterical and, I would argue, prejudiced people. It's wrong that extreme officials are pushing hateful bills targeting transgender children. It's cruel and it's callous. Not somebody else's kids. They're all our kids.
Oh, really? Are they still our kids when they detransition and call out the butchers who destroyed their fertility, Joe? And really, they don't care about the migrant kids either, even again, they pretend to. Biden's open border is a godsend to child sex traffickers and also, of course, to the cartels. And for the first time in generations, America now has a migrant child labor crisis on its hands. Yeah, thanks, Joe. If our voters believe their needs, their children's future should be the priority here, then there's only one choice next November. In state, in local, and national elections, cast your ballot for those who put America first. Our jobs, our safety, our kids. So up in New York, they're kicking our kids out of their schools? They're the ones who should be kicked out. And that's the angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.